Well, coming up on the show, we're going to show you some scenes from a recent Britney Spears concert where one of the fans got a little too close for comfort. We'll tell you more coming up later in the show. Right now, Nick, back to you.
Okay, we'll look out for that. Thanks, Matt. Well, now time for the Matt Hayes Show. Matt Hayes joining me back on the desk. This is the third week of the Matt Hayes Show. Things are really warming up.
Oh, my God. We're still on the air.
We are still here. Some people are not that happy, but we will continue.
Not us.
Certainly not.
No. Hey, I got a question. Yeah. Have you been lobbying for more Britney in the Matt Hayes Show?
I would never mind seeing more Britney in the Matt Hayes Show.
I knew that. Yeah. I know you're a fan, and, you know.
More Britney, less Star Trek.
I've been getting a lot of pressure for Britney.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, less Star Trek.
You just caught on to that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, you'll be happy.
Okay, let's see. I want to
All right. You know what, Nick? You're happy because Britney is okay. And I just want to get that out of the way for Nick and any of our viewers who may be concerned by our first piece of video. Let's take a look. This is what happened at her concert in Connecticut. A crazed fan went up on stage to meet her and gave poor Britney a scare. There he is. Fortunately, her slutty police officers were able to escort the man off the stage and into the hands of the real police. The man was released from jail after paying bond, and, good news, Britney, her lip syncing, didn't skip a beat. And in keeping with the theme of slutty outfits, the Supreme Court is now having its say over Janet Jackson's wardrobe malfunction at the halftime show in the 2004 Super Bowl. The singer's breast was exposed for 9/16 of 1 second. And now, more than 5 years later, the Supreme Court has directed the Third U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in Philadelphia to consider reinstating the $550,000 fine that the FCC imposed on CBS over the incident. Okay, I could explain all of that, but do I look like a lawyer? Anyway, the point of the story and the point to remember is that the breast-bearing incident somehow managed to gain the attention of the U.S. Supreme Court. And I wonder how many times they've reviewed the tape. A former lead singer of the Bare Naked Ladies is working to restore his image after his brush with the law. Stephen Page made his first performance last night since drug charges were dropped against him. He hosted a benefit performance for schools in Toronto. And wedding bells are sounding for former members of rock royalty. Sources say White Stripes drummer Meg White is set to marry Jackson Smith. She, of course, is the drummer for the White Stripes. He is a guitarist who has played with Detroit band Back in Spades. Jackson is also the offspring of rock icons Patti Smith and Fred Sonic Smith. The couple will tie the knot May 22nd in Nashville. Now to an attempted mugging of some real royalty. This thief snatched a purse from a friend who was with Britain's Princess Eugenie while the two were in Cambodia. His attempt to get away was foiled by security officers assigned to protect the princess. Apparently, an accomplice tried to free the thief by throwing rocks at the officers. Princess Eugenie is the daughter of Prince Andrew and Fergie, and everyone got out safely.
Excellent. Good.
Well, Ron Howard and Tom Hanks are offending the Catholic Church once again. At least that's the view from the Vatican. It's in reaction to their new film, Angels and Demons. They call Dan Brown's book bizarre and a total fabrication. But the Vatican is stopping short of calling for a boycott because it's worried it will give the film even more publicity. For his part, Tom Hanks says he's baffled by the criticism, saying there is nothing sacrilegious about a murder mystery. And Ron Howard says he thinks Catholics will enjoy the film. A similar controversy has erupted regarding the new film Star Trek. Romulans say they've been incorrectly portrayed as villains by Vulcans and Earthlings, saying their actions in the new Star Trek film are completely misunderstood. The Romulans also rankle at the contention that Klingons can't be seen as good guys, but they can.
What? Follow all of that?
You need to go see the movie, Nick.
I don't know.
And I have good news to report. I will be accompanied by the crew of the USS Exeter Star Trek fan club. It appears they will have shore leave this Friday night for the premiere of Star Trek at Silver City in Ancaster.
Oh, the countdown begins to that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, I know you're excited about that, so that'll be good for the Star Trek fans.
Yeah.
Good
See, if we could
get out there with your people.
If we could get Britney Spears at the premiere, we'd all be happy.
Well, I'd be there.
Yeah, I know you would.
All right, okay, it'll be interesting, Matt. We'll stay tuned for that. Anyway,